Whiskers was no ordinary cat. With his sleek black coat and piercing yellow eyes, he was known throughout his quiet neighborhood as the cleverest cat around. He lived with a family who adored him, but at night, when the family went to bed, Whiskers' adventures would truly begin. One quiet evening, Whiskers noticed something strange. Every night, at precisely midnight, he would hear a soft, eerie sound drifting through the neighborhood. It was a gentle jingling, like tiny bells echoing in the silence. Whiskers' curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to investigate. Tonight, he thought, I'll solve the midnight mystery. As the clock struck 12, Whiskers crept out through the cat flap and slipped silently into the night. The moon was high, casting silvery light over the neighborhood. Whiskers' ears pricked up as he heard the jingling again, this time a little closer. He followed the sound through the backyard and past the garden, moving from shadow to shadow. Along the way, he met his friend, Ginger, a fluffy tabby with an adventurous spirit. "Whiskers, what are you doing out here?" she whispered. "I'm solving a mystery," Whiskers replied confidently. "Do you hear that strange jingling sound?" Ginger's eyes widened. "I've heard it, too. Let's find out what it is together." The two cats padded silently down the street, following the sound until they reached the old, abandoned greenhouse at the end of the block. The jingling was louder now, echoing off the glass walls. Whiskers and Ginger peered through a crack in the door and gasped at what they saw. Inside, a group of mice were dancing around, wearing tiny bells on their tails. They were having a midnight party, leaping and spinning, their bells jingling with every movement. The cats watched in awe as the mice, who had always been so quiet and sneaky during the day, danced with joy under the moonlight. Ginger whispered, "I never knew mice could be so graceful." Whiskers nodded, equally mesmerized. He didn't want to scare them away, so he and Ginger crouched quietly, watching the mice perform their little dance. It was a secret world, a hidden part of the night that only the bravest cats got to see. After a while, the music slowed down, and the mice began to settle down, yawning and stretching. One of the mice, who seemed to be the leader, noticed the cats watching from the doorway. But instead of running away, he gave a tiny bow and said, "Thank you for letting us dance in peace, Whiskers and Ginger. We know you could have chased us, but you chose to be kind." The cats, surprised by the mouse's bravery, nodded respectfully. "It was our pleasure," Whiskers replied. "Your midnight dance is safe with us." The mouse smiled and waved a tiny paw. "Then we'll see you next time." Whiskers and Ginger slipped out of the greenhouse, their hearts warmed by the secret they had discovered. As they made their way back home, the first light of dawn began to glow on the horizon. From that night on, every midnight, they would meet outside the greenhouse, listening to the jingling of the mice's bells and feeling a little closer to the magic of the night. And so, Whiskers' midnight mystery was solved, but it was a secret he and Ginger would carry forever.